travelling, you are always meeting people and making friends. And these friends often make an impression and beautiful memories are made. And sometimes it's really hard to say goodbye and leave them. And at this spot, it was a furry friend who had spent the day and the night protecting us. We did leave him some food, but we had to say farewell. We had another beautiful day. Oh, we do love a clear blue sky and plenty of sunshine when we travel, especially when we know the route is going to give us some spectacular views. Now, the journey was meant to take about 4 to 5 hours, depending of course on the terrain. Most of it was tarmac, with some sections that were compacted gravel. But my word, we had some great views of the Svaneti Mountains, and we stopped for some delicious soup in Nisqually. We arrived in Mestia a lot later than we'd planned. We found ourselves driving through the tiny streets of the village before heading towards our Overlander spot. In fact, we actually created our own Overlander spot instead.
Well, we've arrived in Mestia. We were just out Kutaisi this morning when we left, and what a beautiful drive it was. Stunning drive, and we had a little bit of trouble finding this place. Overlander basically said it was a spot up there which the coordinates didn't quite match, so we drove a little bit further on. There was 1 or 2 spaces, and then we found this space, and what a place this is. This is fantastic. By a river, by beautiful mountain scenery, and Julie's making some dinner, so I'm currently doing some editing as well, so we're almost ready to cross into Turkey. There's a few other bits and pieces, but we had a nice lunch out today. Soup we had, didn't we? Chicken soup. And what are you up to?
Making some sandwiches.
Ah, okay, we're going for the speciality tonight. Caviar, I expect, something like that. We usually have nice expensive sandwiches when we're camping.
Cheese, tomato and a cucumber.
There we are, I told you. Expensive, cheese, tomato and a cucumber. But have a little look at this. Got the Starlink up. We had some gorgeous sun. It's been beautiful here. So I set up the solar panels for the Jackery. And of course, because we're in a bit of a valley, the sun has now gone behind the mountains. But we have this incredible view. Look at that. What about that, huh?
Unfortunately, time was running out for us, and we could only stay one night at this awesome spot. We were on the road fairly early, as the journey was definitely going to be a long one. But it wouldn't matter if we arrived later in the day, as we were actually staying in an apartment, as the next few days they were going to be planning and preparation for our next country. The journey was half in the stunning mountains and then half through the small little villages. We had made good progress through the day and found ourselves in a park-up so we could enjoy the packed lunch I'd made for us before we'd set off. We were nearly in Batumi.
So we've had a busy morning.
Yeah.
But
About 3 o'clock. Past 3.
But a good morning.
Yeah, really good. We got insurance.
Yeah, we did a bit of a recce to the border because tomorrow we're crossing, and we were hoping that if we could get insurance, it means that we're not delayed at the border tomorrow morning, which worked out well.
Yeah, we didn't quite get to the border. We found a place before. It was brilliant, wasn't it? And you just put your details and they sent it to the Turkish authorities, from what I could gather.
Yeah, the Turkish Automobile Association, who basically approves the insurance policy. And they've done that, and we are now insured. But we are still finishing off a few jobs because it's, what time is it now? It's 25 to 4. And we've put our laundry in, which has got to be collected. We put it in yesterday, it's got to be collected today.
Yeah, it's ready.
So we've got to do that. But there's one other item which they recommend that we should have for Turkish roads and definitely for EU roads. And it's a sticker on the vehicle to say basically where the car is from as far as registration is concerned. Being a Malaysian registered vehicle, we need a Malaysian sticker. Very hard to find.
But we wanted to get it printed, but they're all shut today because it's Sunday.
So we're on a walk to try and find it. We'll let you know if we have found it, but then we'll have some food and pick up some laundry and start probably to pack the car. So
definitely.
Let's see if we can find that sticker.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our sticker.
We haven't.
We've got our sticker.
We've sort of got a sticker.
We've sort of got a sticker. We went to a bazaar, probably seen some shops and that.
It's amazing.
It was where we went into a car shop earlier today to try and see if we could find a sticker. We went to an auto shop which is closed. Sundays, some are open, some are closed. But we went to one shop which basically said, no, they don't do them. They suggested going to a bazaar, which was 24-25 minutes from where we are based. So we thought we'd walk there and have a look. Huge bazaar.
Massive. And it was like rows of clothes, rows of toys, rows of huge shoes.
Huge market.
Yeah, big market.
Stalls upon stalls upon stalls. But they didn't have any car stickers. But we went to one shop which was lots of stationery
and I think it's back to school for Georgian's kids because everybody's out buying school equipment.
They were. However, the plan is this.
Square, rectangular, and a marker.
These are adhesive labels. They actually say permanently adhesive. I have a feeling they're not waterproof. We have a permanent marker, and the idea is to write and create a sticker. There's good news and bad news. The bad news is because they're not waterproof, they're likely to come off. The good news is there's 100 sheets with 4 on, there's 400 stickers. So we've got 400 spares, or 399 spares. However, I don't think the pen will last that long. So what we will try and do is, when we're in Turkey, buy the proper car stickers and see if that works.
Definitely, get one
But
printed.
this will probably get us through the border, I think.
Well, hopefully it won't even be looked at. So we've just come for some food, because we're hungry. apartment and head to the border. We're leaving Georgia today, which has been short and sweet, isn't it? Mike's concentrating as we're backing out, and it's not easy lane. So yeah, we're heading. It's only a 20-minute drive to the border. So, and as we've got the insurance ready, I'm back to a little bit of a nervous stomach this morning. I haven't had that for a while. Julia and Len, where are you? I don't have it with you too. How are you feeling, Mike?
I'm good. I was up very early this morning, but you've got to be excited about the fact we're going into Turkey. We've been planning this for so long. Mind you, we've been planning this in so many countries for so long. So to be able to do this now, it's almost like we are going to cross into Europe, even though Turkey's not part of the European Union. We are going to be crossing into Europe at some point because Istanbul crosses Europe and Asia. So we will be doing that in the next country.
New continent.
Continent.
Yes, so hopefully everything will go smoothly. It's 10 past 8. We'll get there by 8:30, and you never know, we could be up and camping by 11 o'clock because the time difference. Wait and see. We'll let you know when we get there.
Yeah, and we'll let you know how our sticker gets on it as well. We've got our sticker ready to put on the back.
Mike's made a sticker.
Because we couldn't find one, so we've got one, and we hopefully will get us through the border. And then when we get into Turkey, we buy the appropriate one. But
it's not mandatory, is it?
It strongly suggests, but it's not legal requirements.
Yeah.
So, and we don't want to be told off. So if we get that sorted and stick that on, at least we've got something.
We'll tell them that we're getting a.
But this is it. We're on our way. It says 18 minutes, and we will be at the border.
See you later. Okay. How are you doing, Mike? How are you doing?
I'm okay. But there is a bit of news, isn't it? We're not in Turkey.
No, we're not in Turkey. We're still in Georgia. I'll be honest, no, I didn't handle it very well today. Could have been better. It was okay to start.
I suppose we better start off with what's happened.
Yes, rather than talking about my feelings and emotions I've gone through. Yes, so, yeah.
Well, we got to the border. That was the good news.
And I got through.
And we both got through the Georgian side. That's also good news.
Yeah, separately. Passenger had to get out.
Yes, and had to drive through, which wasn't a problem. They were all very good, very simple process. Then I went to the Turkey immigration, not a problem, all very simple. Turkey customs initially did a search of the car, wasn't a problem. And there was a last checkpoint where I had to hand in the details so that everything could be registered on the system to say we are arrived in Turkey and we are driving this particular vehicle.
Sorry, just watching a security guard. We might be able to drive in, but perhaps not. He had his thumb up. Okay.
Oh, that's where it stands, because the strangest thing of all is we were refused, or actually the car was refused entry into Turkey, and apparently they said I needed a police stamp from Georgia. They weren't going to let us in for whatever reason. A police stamp from Georgia on a particular form, and we could go back into Turkey. I had to exit out of Turkey with the car without Julia. Thankfully we both had some data on our phones. If that wasn't the case, I don't know what we would have done, to be honest.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to communicate.
No.
I wouldn't have known.
And I actually drove back into Georgia, waited for Julia to walk back from Turkey to Georgia today, and that was our morning. And we checked with Georgian police for the stamp, and they say don't know anything about it, and they probably used that as a strategy to get us out of the country. Yeah,
so apparently the Georgian customs said, didn't you, that it's not the first time they've heard about this, that Malaysian, Indonesian cars, you know, you talk, well, you do chat ChatGPT, you do Google research, all say allowed, and I actually messaged somebody, a Malaysian who's travelling, who hasn't actually been to Turkey, and he said he'd heard overlanders with Malaysian cars have had no problem. It's just on the customs.
I think it's to do with I'm not a Malaysian citizen. I think there's a discrepancy in the system that basically says British citizen can't drive in Turkey with a Malaysian car. I think that's what the policy basically says. If I was Malaysian, I think we would have signed more forms and probably got through, but I think that was the case. Which means that...
So Mike was thinking on his feet, waiting for me to come back into Georgia.
I had to look for options because we've actually already booked a ferry in Greece already, and that was quite expensive too. So trying to ensure that we could still meet that deadline was pretty difficult, but we found a way, and within hours, essentially hours, not days, within hours, plan A ends and plan B begins. Turkey, when we got up this morning, was going to be our destination. At the end of the day, it's
Bulgaria.
Bulgaria. We're going to go into Bulgaria now. It's quite amazing how things have turned out. It is more expensive than we expected. However, what it means is this: we checked to see when the ferry was available, and there was one today. We got up this morning, we were going to Turkey. By the end of the day, we were getting on a boat to Bulgaria. That's how quick this process was. And we're actually at the port where we are about to actually drive the car onto the ferry itself. It's a ro-ro. It's a 2-day crossing, and it's not a cruise ship, okay? It's a basic ro-ro ferry, so it should be lots of trucks. So it's going to be interesting. It's more freight than it is for anything else. So that's why we've managed to get on board this ferry and get across to Bulgaria, which changes everything.
So Mike done like a research, found it. We got to the office and the guy said yes, it was possible. It was going to cost this amount of money. However, he couldn't guarantee that we could be on it. He'd know by 3 o'clock because he wasn't sure of the number of passengers. And thankfully there was somebody who spoke English because we haven't learnt Georgian. And he was great. So we went off, had some food, came back, and he said yeah, there was space, and he said he'd give us a ring about 7 o'clock to tell us more details. But me being me, I wanted to come and find it. I didn't want to be hunting for it, having paid out. We were getting on this boat, so we've come down, and the guy at the entrance was really helpful, and he just said Mike could drive on, but I had to wait, and I would wait for about 2 hours. So Mike's waiting with me.
I'm waiting. So
yeah, we'll let you know, we'll update you who we're sharing a cabin with, what's happening. It's very, very different. I admit I'm not very good with change as drastic as this. However, now it's happening, now I'm here and they've got us on a list, I'm more than happy. So there we are, we'll keep you posted. Daytime turned into nighttime. It was already becoming apparent that patience was a necessity, and we had that. The main thing was we had a solution, and we were heading to Bulgaria.
Good morning. Is it good morning?
No, it's afternoon. Depends what time you're on, but definitely afternoon in Georgia.
It is, yeah. But we're not on Georgian time.
Oh no, I think it's afternoon in Bulgarian time as well.
And we were told as soon as we get on board ship that all time is Bulgarian. So our watch is 1 hour faster than the actual time on the board ship. So we are losing track of many things at the moment. And we left who knows what time.
It was after 1 o'clock in the morning, Bulgarian time, because that's when we were told to get out of bed and do customs.
But we were at Batumi at that time, so it was 2 o'clock in the morning. So
just to confuse our followers.
So we were in our bunk beds, and a knock on the door. Passport control. and we have to get out of bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, go and see customs.
I have to say, you and Victoria were very bleary-eyed. Very bleary-eyed.
No, we weren't.
You struggled to get out of bed.
Do a lot of things at 2 o'clock in the morning. But all the paperwork was in order, so that's good news for us.
Yeah.
Bulgaria, here we come.
Yes.